It's Christmas Eve 1978 in suburb Montreal. I'm 16 years old, and my mother sits us down to tell us that our brother Pierre is coming home for Christmas. Now, we haven't seen Pierre for 2 years, so this is very exciting, and we're super happy to see him. Before he arrives, she tells us, she says, well, your brother is going to bring a friend. A special friend, his boyfriend. Your brother's a homosexual. Look who's gay now. But anyway, different story. So, a few hours later, he arrives. So, of course, we just jumped on Pierre and hugged him and kissed him. I mean, I can't believe he's in front of me because we didn't know when we were going to see Pierre next. And here he is. So, and he's looking older. He's 20 years old now, and he looks richer. And maybe it has something to do with the guy standing beside him. A good-looking guy, older than my brother, wearing a white wolf fur coat. Now, I've never seen a guy in a fur coat before, the burbs. And underneath, he's wearing a sort of a tapestry brocade kind of jacket. God knows where he grabbed that. And a red velvet tie, but not tied, just like flipped over. Very creative. And a gold ring. It was the head of a warrior. And the headpiece would go way past his knuckles. And when he would make a fist, it would stand directed. Very unusual piece of jewelry. And also a black, waxed, curved up mustache. This guy had style. So anyway, we're all sitting around the dining room table. Everybody's there. There's my grandmother, uncles, and aunts, and nephews, and nieces, and siblings. Everybody's there. And smack in the middle of the table, big ashtray, huge cloud of smoke. We're having a good time. And Gérald turned out to be quite entertaining. He's telling us that he used to work in the film industry. He had a house in the country. Now he's managing a bar, and he can hypnotize people. And then he looks at me across the table and he says, Joey, if you want, I'll hypnotize you. So I looked at my mom and she goes, well, whatever. So I said, okay, I'll take it. So he says to me, have you ever smoked pot before? Now, a few months prior, my mom found my stash in my underwear drawer. So I looked at my mother and she goes, whatever. So I said, yes, I have. He says, okay, take a cigarette from your pack, light it, give it to me. I'm going to hand it to you 3 times. Each time you're going to take a puff. And on the 3rd puff, you're going to be really stoned. And I thought, sounds good to me. So I light a cigarette, I give it to him, and he takes it in his perfectly manicured fingers, and he puts it on the table. Filter down, just standing there. And I'm thinking, if this falls, my mother's going to kill him. So I grab my cigarette, I have a puff, and he breathes with me. So how do you feel? Well, sort of the same as before. Nothing is happening. Okay. So I give him back the cigarette. He takes it again, puts it back on the table. Have another puff. So I grab the cigarette. So, how do you feel now? Sort of the same. Well, maybe a little, but I don't think so. So I give him back the cigarette. He puts it there. And he says, I told you 3 puffs, right? All right, take your 3rd puff. I grab the cigarette. So, how do you feel now? I wanted to tell him that I was really stoned, but no words could come out. And I wanted to give him the cigarette because I was afraid if it falls on the table, we're both dead. But my arm would move. And then I hear my mother say, if that's what you look like when you smoke pot, don't touch that stuff. So eventually he got the picture and he takes the cigarette from me and he goes and he snaps me right back. Now the whole table, everybody's laughing. And at that moment, I fell in love. And the whole table fell in love with Gérald. Now, Gérald has been in our family for 37 years. And he's been and is an amazing life partner to my brother. To me, he's been an inspiration. And to my mother and to my father, a great son-in-law, a great uncle. But the most beautiful thing is that on that Christmas, he brought us our brother back. And he gave my family the best gift that we ever had. So I just want to wish them both, to my brother and my brother-in-law, a very happy, Merry Christmas.